Today, we are joined by Ahmed Nasser, also better known as Oudies. Welcome to the Buying Street, Oudies.
Thank you.
It's so great to have you.
I'm very happy to be here. 91%?
Wow, okay.
At least.
At least.
Yeah.
So you've mentioned family very briefly, and you actually work with your twin brother, Ace. So tell me a little bit about what that's like.
I'm very lucky because Aid and I have a good balance.
How many hours a day?
All the hours.
You've also talked about your social life and your friend.
That's like 1%.
That's 1%. Last episode, we kicked off the balance sheet with an incredible conversation about balance, trade-offs, and what it really takes to lead a fulfilling life. Today, we're keeping that momentum going with a guest who has built his career at the intersection of creativity and business. Our guest has carved his own path in the world of content creation. He is the founder of Oudies, a rising fashion brand, and the owner of Bigshot Media House, where he's leading the way in digital storytelling. Today, we are joined by Ahmed Nasser, also better known as Oudies. Welcome to the Balance Sheet, Oudies.
Thank you. Thanks for
the
so
great to have you.
I'm very happy to be here.
Okay, Ahmed, I feel like many of us already have a little bit of an idea about what you do and your work through social media. But I feel like if social media has taught us anything, it's probably that what we see is only like 20% of what actually goes on behind the scenes. So would you agree with that?
That's very true.
Yeah, so I want to get like that inside behind the scenes scoop. So I feel like let's go all the way back. Tell me a little bit about like why you started with content creation. Like how did that journey look like?
Well, I graduated from UC Irvine in 2016, and I was actually focused on political science, international studies.
Wow, okay.
So I was very far away from content creation and marketing. But when I was there, I got obsessed with YouTube. And I was watching a lot of storytellers, and I realized that it was kind of an escape. So whenever I wanted to get distracted from work or college or family issues or anything, I'd just go online and watch my favorite storytellers.
Yeah.
So I kind of felt like they were an escape for me, and I'd love to tell my own story.
Were you creating here in Egypt, or were you still like in the US?
We started abroad in California for the first few months, and then suddenly it kind of became about football, and it was the World Cup. So it was the World Cup in 2018 in Russia.
Wow.
And we were doing live reactions and such on YouTube.
Yeah.
So we started there for a few months, but that was only 3 months. And then when we came back to Egypt, it was harder because you're not really sure what the audience wants to see and where you can shoot and where you can bring out cameras. So it's very tough. But then after, I think, 10 years of consistency, you get a little bit further.
That's amazing. And what made you move back here?
My visa expired.
Okay. Okay.
I was on a student visa and it expired and I came back. But ever since we came back in 2018, I started my agency, digital marketing, Bigshot Media House. Yeah. And we worked with clients. And then basically it was a tough journey, but I think in Egypt it really helps. It depends on your network. So who you know and your network, basically you can rely on it to be able to provide your services and then word of mouth. So in the beginning, you have to really advertise yourself. We do marketing, we do this and that. And then you do that for about 6 months and then word of mouth on its own, you don't have to say anything. And clients just come flying in.
Love that.
Yeah. I went into the army for a year or so. And while I was in the army, I had the 75-day challenge. And that's what really helped me grow my audience and my community. It was 75 days of everyday vlogging, training, reading a book, giving advice and such. And 75 days really helped me grow from, I think, 2,000 followers to, I think, 15 or 20,000 followers in a few months. So it was a self-development kind of program. I like to challenge myself. And I discovered that in the process, you have to struggle and go through very, very difficult times in order to see better days.
Yeah. Do you think you've carried that mindset with you from the challenge to like this day?
I'm very obsessed with challenges. I love it when someone challenges me or says I can't do something, or I feel like I don't like it when life is easy, or I'm not used to having an easy life. There always has to be chaos. If it's not chaos, it's not fun.
So you're the kind of person, do you think you're the type of person who also like always likes to be productive? You always have to be doing something?
Yeah, definitely. Because a lot of people say like, when you rest or when you sleep or when you, so I say when we retire or we can rest.
Yeah.
But you have your off days, you try to find a balance, but I never do.
That actually takes me to my next question. That's the whole concept of the show is let's say your life were a balance sheet, okay? And you had to like divide 100% across different areas. And these areas are work, family, social life, self-care, and personal growth. We're going to take them one by one, divide 100% across these. So let's start out with work, because I feel like since we're on the topic, let's, like, where do you see yourself investing? How much are you investing in work?
91%.
Wow. Okay.
At least.
At least.
Yeah.
91%. That's just work.
Yes.
Okay.
For sure. Maybe
Tell
more.
me more about that.
I'm just being nice, you know, so when my family and my fiance are listening, they realize I give them 9%.
Yeah.
It would be bad if I give them less.
I mean, it's okay. You do you, but
no, I'm in a building phase, so I'm 30. And I think you have to, from 20 to 30s and maybe mid 30s as well. That's your chance to kind of go all in, 100% focused on your career if you want to achieve something of a great magnitude. Yani. So yeah, 91%. I spend 18 hours a day, 15 to 18 hours a day working, and then probably 1 or 2 hours with the family. بالعافية.
So you've mentioned family very briefly, and you actually work with your twin brother Eid. So tell me a little bit about what that's like.
I'm very lucky because Eid and I have a good balance. So he kind of does what I can do, and I do what he can do, and we try to focus on what we both do best, and then together we achieve so much. So in the beginning, it was a lot of fights and struggles and challenges, and kind of we don't see eye to eye. And even today, sometimes kind of like, no, we're supposed to go this way. No, I think it should be done this way. And a lot of little disagreements, but that's how you grow. I think you need constructive criticism. We don't like to celebrate small achievements. We're very hard on ourselves, and we always push each other. It's kind of like a competition. As a twin brother, you want to see who can do more, and it's always that kind of battle is happening.
Yeah.
So we help each other grow, and yeah, we wouldn't be able to do anything without each other, I think.
Do you feel like your work affects your relationship with your family, either positively or negatively?
Yeah, very negatively.
Really?
Yeah, even my dad, he's my main inspiration because he's a big businessman and he's worked in all the industries you could think of. And I look up to him, he's my mentor, and I have a few mentors. But even he tells me sometimes, like, you're going to realize one day that life isn't just about work, and people are going to be upset because you're not giving them enough time.
Yeah.
And you have to give your family time. And I try to listen to him, but I try to explain to him as well that it's just a phase, and this is how you build your career. And I'm sure you had the same thing, and he kind of tells me, you're right. You know, I had those days.
Yeah.
But yeah, it affects me very negatively because people get disappointed. Mostly in the social circle. I'll hear comments here and there from friends like, you have to make more time for us. Like, they'll say it directly.
You've also talked about your social life and your friends.
That's like 1%.
That's 1%.
Yeah, but I make sure it's the 1% that matters the most. Like a baby shower, or a wedding, or a very important achievement. Like, I try to be there because they're always there for me. Yeah. As much as possible. But most of them understand, you know, everyone has their own lives and careers, and you have to build. Especially when we were 20 and 18 and we were traveling together, we went to Vegas, and then we went to, or we're spending all the time by the beach or and such, you have more freedom. But as you grow older, life happens, you get married, you have kids, a lot of them, they have their own responsibilities. So if they miss out something from me, I'm the most understanding. Like, it's okay. Yeah. If they miss out anything, it's totally fine. Yeah. But sometimes friends don't understand that part. They don't really see eye to eye, and it's okay. I'd sacrifice. You have to sacrifice.
With regards to self-care, again, because you said, okay, we gave 1% to social life, 91% for work, and we also said family. So how much did we give that? Family, and then after that is what's left? Family. We have self-care and personal growth. So like learning. Oh, so just family and relationships is 1? Yeah. I'll give that like 6%. 6%. Yeah, and 6% is a lot. If you think about it, 6% is like an hour of your day, right? Almost. Yeah. That's good. Okay. 7 hours a week. Not bad. Not bad. For now. Considering you gave 1% to social life, I'd say that's an upgrade. That's a huge upgrade. Let me be honest. That's how it is for me. In my season, my high season is October until April. And that's always going to be 90%. And then after that, I break free a little bit. It's summertime. I can break down on work from 91. It goes down to 81. And then family gets a lot more. How do you like stay grounded in the midst of all this? So self-care wise, how much are we giving that? Well, we're left with 2%. So we have 1 and 1. Yeah. Personal growth and self-care are together. Okay. But personal growth happens through work. So a lot of the 91%, the personal growth happens there. Yeah. Actually, we're going to get into that in a little bit. But
self-care gets...
Yeah, with self-care, because, okay, you work like how many hours a day?
All the hours.
All the 24 hours a day.
Yeah, 15.
Maybe 23, and then what? For 1 hour, you just go to sleep, and then you wake up again, and then do it all over again.
Yeah.
So
I think I made a mistake. I give the social life circle 2%. I'll give the self-care 1%.
Give the self-care 1%. Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you do for self-care? Like when you feel like it's just gotten too much, you're burnt out, you've expanded all of your energy on work and basically everything else. It's like, now I need to take some time off and just...
I try to tell people, don't call me on Fridays.
Fridays. Okay, so
Fridays,
that's your like time to just...
From 10 a.m., I'll try to take my nieces out for like breakfast or whatever they enjoy, some boba, anything like that for fun.
Yeah.
And then I take my nephew, we go pray, Friday prayers. That's a very traditional thing, like we always gotta do it.
Yeah.
And then hopefully at Fairouz, my sister's house, we'll have breakfast together at 1. It's a very late breakfast, like a 2 p.m. breakfast, family thing. And then hopefully I get those 4 or 5 hours a day on Friday, and then my phone starts ringing.
So you do set aside time for family.
Every week, Friday, they get 3 or 4 hours.
I mean,
that's
good. What more could you ask for?
That's the best I can do. So yeah, I try to set that aside.
Good. I mean, good. It's nice that you have like a tradition of sorts, or just like a
routine. Fridays. I'm very sad though, the self-care, because the last few months I haven't worked out in like 3 months, and that's very bad. Because training is the best.
Is that something you're consistent with?
I'm very consistent with training. Just during the winter season, I'm more consistent with the factory and the production to make sure the customers are happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, the last couple months have been terrible with the self-care because I haven't had enough time to go to the gym or go for runs even. So that's why now the weather's going to get better. I'm going to be running every day and training, and that's self-care for me, is working out, going for runs, trying to listen to podcasts. I know it's personal growth as well, but some podcasts are about business and some podcasts are about self-care.
What's a like good piece of advice that you heard recently that was related to like self-care and wellness, or just something you live by in general?
Oh yeah, live by in general. I think you're a product of your own environment, and you're not the problem. If you're struggling, you're probably not the problem. It's what's around you. So try to get out of there as fast as you can, and life might get a little bit better.
When it comes to personal growth, you said that was closely related to work. And working in your field specifically, like in marketing and content creation, it feels like you always have to be like 2 or even 3 steps ahead sometimes. So how do you always keep up with so much going on around you at the same time? Like how do you stay grounded and at the same time keep your eyes set on the future?
To be able to focus on the next best thing or the future, you have to have a team. And I think we struggled for a long time. One of the biggest mistakes I made was not having the right people in the right positions. And it took us a while to grow. Now that we have a team of around 8 to 10 main players, we can rely on them. But the fact our industry is weird as a service-based industry. As an agency, that's one thing. And then as a product-based industry, direct to consumer, that's another field. So these 2 different fields require a lot of attention and teamwork, and you have to depend on that. So we were just me and my brother, and then now there's like 10 of us. But the fact that we have people in different places, in different departments, we kind of rely on third parties to help us out a lot with that. But the main thing is the next best thing. You're always focused on competition. So you're trying to see how can I grow and excel outside of my region or outside of my country, and then move on to the region, and after the region, internationally and then globally. So that's the struggle. I think one of the main struggles was always you're thinking about money and you want to make those around you proud of you. And sometimes in my head, when I was younger, I thought that the only way people could be proud of you was money. And that was a big issue.
Yeah.
Because I felt like you have to make the first million, and then you have to make 5 million, and then you have to make 10 million. And you got to keep going because they're not impressed by you anymore. And I think it's the same with consumers. If you're not moving 1,000 products of units, like the first minute we had in Oudies, for example, the business launched, we sold out everything in a few minutes. So the fact that we started like that, I'm very thankful for it.
Actually, can you give us a little backstory about Oudies?
A little backstory
the way it started was very interesting.
Yes. It was 2 years ago. There was a period of inflation. And that period of inflation had a lot of people complaining about prices from local businesses. Whether it was in the fashion industry or other industries, they were kind of saying like food's getting too expensive, clothes is getting too expensive. So I was doing street interviews or event interviews, and I was speaking with brand owners, how do you price your products and such. And I filmed like 20 episodes, I know I was honestly doing it because I have a very strong obsession and passion for business, numbers, finances, all of that, and marketing. Those are my obsessions. And that's what helps me kind of like stay focused all the time. And you have to be obsessed with something in order to grow in it and be successful. So a few comments challenged me and they kind of said, why don't you make your own hoodie brand? And then I took on the challenge and I said, New Year's is in 21 days, so we have to make it ready in 21 days.
That's crazy.
Yeah. On the 21st day, the product was ready, but the labels weren't ready. So everyone says you guys did it in 21 days. I think it's 23. But long story short, by the time we launched, we had millions of viewers daily tuning in to the story building. And the thing to me, like, I think it's been done before. I know it's been done before. It's storytelling. So it's been done a lot, but the Egyptian market hadn't seen it.
Yeah,
in
it was
this
very new at the time.
Exact way at all. So everyone was shocked and very impressed. And I didn't think it was going to happen like that, honestly. I thought we were going to sell 100 hoodies.
Really?
Yeah. I thought it was going to be just a small achievement along the way, well, a fun challenge, but I didn't know it was going to grow that far. But when I took it on personally and we sacrificed so much and we got tired, in the journey we realized that, no, this is going to be a long time project.
Yeah.
And we launched, and the day we launched, we had a pop-up shop, and I was very nervous. We had a lot of product. I think we had around 1,000 units with us. And to start with 1,000 is a big number, and you put a big investment on it. And then I was hoping people showed up. And I thought we'd be lucky if 100 people show up. And then it was 1 p.m. and there was 500 people in line waiting, and we had one cashier. And everyone had to go one by one trying on the product. It was a crazy day, and then we kept some products online for the launch. And the launch sold out in like a minute or two. And people stayed online waiting in line for till midnight and 2 a.m. And they're like, I'm still waiting. And I kept saying, guys, leave the website. There's no products. Everything was done in the first 2 minutes, so please don't waste your time.
Yeah, I remember people were invested.
People were very sad, and there was a girl, she was crying online, and people posted her at work. They're like, Oudies, you have to get her a hoodie. I met her the next day, we got her a hoodie.
Oh my god, yeah, I remember seeing that video actually where you went and like delivered the hoodie yourself. That was amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I was like tuning into that journey as well, and I was watching the challenge. I was like, there's no way they're gonna do this in 21 days. Like, it's insane. Like, that's just an insane challenge to me. There's so much that goes into building
so many factors.
Yeah.
Branding and design and logos and slogans and labels and
you did
fabrics.
it right too. Like, it wasn't just rushed. Like, you actually did everything right.
Thank you very much.
So that was what was so impressive about it, and I think that's the reason why people are so impressed with this brand still. Like, it wasn't just a fad where people were just interested in the challenge at the time, and then people just didn't like really care about the brand after. No, like, people are still obsessed with Oudies to this day. I love that you're representing today, by the way.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah.
This is my favorite one.
But yeah, I love this design.
Thank you. But yeah, ever since it's been 2 years. We celebrated our 2-year anniversary recently. We're opening up our first store later this year.
Amazing.
And that's a surprise no one knows.
Wow. Okay. Exclusive content right here.
Yeah, hopefully. Should be opening in a couple months.
Yeah.
And we've had almost 20 different drops since. So it's been a good time. We have, I think, a customer base of over 40,000 people. So a lot of people depend on us to improve. And there's a lot of competition in the market. So that's why you have to kind of give it everything you have, or else tomorrow there's going to be somebody new.
So before we wrap up this conversation, I just want to ask you one final question.
We're wrapping up?
We're wrapping up.
Listen, 10 more minutes.
I mean, I'd love to stay all day.
So we're gonna keep this going.
Okay, now I get it.
We still have 10, 15 more
We're giving you the balance you need right now.
Yes, so. I turned off the phone. This is shocking. I've never done this like at 11 a.m. on a weekday, so it's good.
Amazing. I love that we can do that for you.
My balance today is here.
Okay, so if you had to like sum up your entire life's net worth, not in financial terms, but like more in happiness, fulfillment, relationships, that kind of thing, how would you describe it? Like, what are you investing in, and what do you feel like your life lacks a little bit?
I'd say I'm a multi-millionaire when it comes to family and blessings. Like, I think God has provided me with a lot of opportunities and a very strong network. So I'd say I'm very rich in that sense. I'd say when it comes to a balance, I'm very poor. And I think I hope to get richer when it comes to finding a balance and kind of giving more time to family and personal relationships. Because everything to me at certain points is very static. I try to not get emotionally attached to work or families or clients or relationships and all that. So that's something that I've struggled with over the years, and I think I've gotten better at it now. I can I can say that with personal relationships, I'm a very rich man.
So, do you think you've had to make any sacrifices along the way to get to where you are now?
Yeah, I've had to make so many sacrifices because you sacrifice one thing, you achieve on the other side. It's kind of like the scale of the balance, right? So you want to do both. If you do both, it's going to stay the same, it's going to stay the same. And that's why I say the imbalance is perfect, because as soon as you let go of this side can fly. And see, I just ruined your balance skills.
Yeah, way off. Like,
and I like
you
it like
destroyed
that.
it.
I like it like that, and then I like it like this.
Yeah.
So I like it to be extreme a little bit, but
go big or go home.
Yeah, a lot of people can kind of put pressure on you, like, hey, you weren't there for me on my birthday. You didn't make it to this event. I relied on you for this or that.
How do you deal with that disappointment?
I think people should understand, like, what you give is what you get. You know, so if you're understanding with me, I'm going to be understanding with you. We're going to support each other. We're going to figure it out, you know. And then if you want to lose someone over something that can be easily solved, then you shouldn't be someone who is in my environment.
It is very important to like have a look at who you're surrounding yourself with, and if these people are aligned with your goals in life and who you are at this moment in time or not.
Yeah. How many balanced days do you have a year?
Balanced it. I mean, that's not how I look at it.
You look at it.
So I look at the bigger picture is how much am I investing into the different aspects of my life. So sort of like the balance sheet.
Okay.
So I look at friends, I look at work, family, and I don't always have it together. Obviously, nobody does. But sometimes I just like to take a beat and just think about like, what am I doing? Like, what am I even doing all of this for? You know, why am I working? Why am I getting up in the morning? There has to be that thing that sort of drives me in order for me to find that balance. I don't think I found it yet, by the way, but I want to eventually find it at some point or even get close, you know, because I don't want to be burnt out all the time. Like, I don't want to wake up one day and just realize I've wasted my life away. It's like, oh, what did I do? I don't also want to just like forego my entire working life and just like focus on a relationship or focus on self-care and just like sleep in bed all day. I don't want to do that either.
Yeah.
So I feel like, yes, I should have a priority in life, but at the same time, I shouldn't forget about all the other things, because all the other things help you through like whatever it is you prioritize. So your priority is work. So what moves you is probably your ambition. That is closely related to your personal growth. That's related to your self-care. That's a form of self-care for you, probably, is that you get some form of satisfaction from what you do every day, and that makes you more fulfilled in life. It helps you put in the work into your relationships. It helps you have better friendships. So it's all like tied together, you know what I mean? You can't have one thing without the other, is what I'm trying to say.
You can't, no. It is all tied together.
Yeah, exactly.
Good way of putting it.
Because it's all so closely knit, you can't just give all to one thing without paying attention to the rest. You're not going to be fulfilled in life unless you sort of pay attention to all of these different things and try to like pick and choose depending on the time, obviously. Like right now you're in season, so you're giving all of your time to work, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, when you're feeling burnt out and you want somebody to vent to, you're gonna go to your friends, you're gonna go to your fiance, your family, and these are the people who are gonna have your back.
That's true.
And that's gonna help you move forward. So yeah.
You know me so well.
I do. Oh my God, I feel like I know you so well now. Yeah. Is there anything you want to say before we wrap up?
I'd say make sure to tune in to this amazing show for the upcoming episodes.
Thank you.
And that it's okay if you can't find your balance. Maybe one day you will. You know?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Beautiful note to end on. Thank you so much, Ouda, for being here. This was absolutely amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Really enjoyed it. I hope everyone enjoys the episode.
I've enjoyed it personally, so I'm sure everybody else will.
Hope so.
But yeah, that's it for this episode of The Balance Sheet, and we will see you next time.